to channel GWH1. Today, we have an awesome show for all you historians. We are hosting two very special guests today, Thomas Jefferson and Bill Clinton. They have very nicely agreed to join us as we speak about the Enlightenment and how it has affected American society today. Now to Max.
Thank you, John. Hi, everybody. I'm Max, and this is our third president, Thomas Jefferson. In a few moments, one of our more recent presidents, Bill Clinton, will be joining us. Mr. Jefferson, would you mind beginning by talking about equality, freedom, and justice as values of the Enlightenment era?
Well, first of all, back when I was president, America was very young, and many new ideas were being spread throughout the world. There were many people rethinking the way that we lived and what we truly believed in. These three ideas were some of the most important in certain areas of the world, including the establishment of America.
Great. Now could you please define what each of these values mean?
Yes. Equality, throughout the people, gives every race and gender equal rights and opportunities. There is no racism and no difference between what a male or female can do. When people have freedom, they have the right to speak what they want, and a major part of this Enlightenment value is that people have freedom of religion. Justice means that every person will be treated fairly and respectfully in the eyes of the law. Everybody will be treated fairly and have the same opportunities in a court of law.
Awesome. Now, will you please associate each one of these values to a philosopher that supported it?
Many famous philosophers believed in the same things, but I will just mention a few for each value. John Locke was someone that supported equality in his beliefs. He said that there should exist among people a cooperative tolerance and the government should protect this. Rousseau believed in freedom and John Locke believed in justice.
Great. Now we will take a break, and when we return, Bill Clinton will be joining us. Okay, now that Mr. Clinton is with us, we will discuss these values in American, historical, and contemporary events. Mr. Clinton, what is a recent example of these values?
Justice has recently affected if a woman can have an abortion. In the past, in the eyes of the law, women were not allowed to have an abortion. They had to either raise the child or put it up for adoption. In some cases, this was bad. Sometimes the living conditions weren't fit for a child to be raised in. The woman would sometimes have an illegal abortion and get in trouble. Now, the justice system allows women to choose if they want an abortion or not.
Now, can you refer to one historical event that represents a value?
One that sticks out for me as a president is President Lincoln's impact on freeing slaves around the time of the Civil War. Lincoln made many speeches to put a great amount of time into freeing slaves and giving all races equal rights. Now we do have equality between races, and the ideas of freedom and equality were strongly used to change black rights in America.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clinton. Now back to Mr. Jefferson. Can you give an example from your time that represents those values?
Around my presidency, I helped write the Declaration of Independence. It was one of the founding texts of America, and it held all three of these values. They had an effect on America in the future, but sometimes they were not applied until later, like in the abolishment of slavery.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And that wraps up our show for today. Now back to you, John.
Thanks, that was great. If you have any questions or comments about this, visit our blog at mrgraysred4.tumblr.com. See you next time on GWH1.